Hi everyone, I am Avdesh God. In this video, we are going to learn about the metadata in Tableau and how to govern the same. There are a lot of features available for use, like modifying the data type, renaming a field, etc. within Tableau. Well, let's get started. Let us connect to the famous Superstore dataset. If we want to rename a field, may it be a dimension or a measure, we can right click on it and select Rename. The editor will open up for that field, allowing us to rename the same. Let's change it to manufacturer name instead to be more explicit. We can also hide a field if it is no longer required in the dataset. This will indeed reduce the extract size if in case you are using an extract. Reason being, Tableau will no longer import this field while creating the extract. Let's hide the ship date and you'll no longer be able to see it in the data pane. However, if anytime you wish to bring it back, all you need to do is click on this drop down and select Show Hidden Fields. All the hidden fields will be grayed out just like the ship date over here. In order to unhide a field, right click on the field name and select Unhide. You will now be able to use this field in your visualization. The process of unhiding a field will be a little different if in case you are using an extract connection. To learn more about it, let's convert this into an extract connection. But before that, let's hide the ship date again. In order to convert this into an extract, right-click on the data source and select Extract Data. We'll use the default selections and create the extract. Now, if we try to show any field that we have hidden prior making the extract using the previous approach, then we will not be able to, as the Show Hidden Fields option will no longer work. Reason being, those hidden fields are not included while creating the extract itself. So that's the reason, even after checking the Show Hidden Fields option, we cannot see the ship date over here. One option to bring back the hidden fields is to disable the extract by right-clicking on the data source and unchecking Use Extract. Once we are back to the live connection, we will be able to see all of the hidden fields, including the ship date. We can unhide it and then recreate the extract. Or we can go to the data source pane. Here, we'll be able to see all of the hidden fields as well, irrespective of whether the connection type is live or extract. Click on the drop-down of the field that you want to unhide and select Unhide. In this case as well, Tableau will recreate the extract automatically by overriding the previous one, and this too by including the fields that we have unhidden just now. So that's the reason we can see the ship date over here. We can anytime switch between the view of the fields in the data pane. We have two available options. We can either group by folder or we can group by the data source table, which is the current one. The group by data source table makes more sense when we are connected to multiple tables, and in that case, all of the fields will be grouped by the respective table it's coming from. Let's switch it to group by folder. In this case, all of the fields will be grouped by folders. Let's create a folder and group the relevant fields under that. To do so, all we need to do is right-click on the field, go to Folders, and hit Create Folder. Enter the name of the folder and hit OK. The field that we right-clicked on will automatically be moved to that particular folder. And that's the reason over here we can see the ship date available under the Dates folder. If in case we want to add any other date to this particular folder, all we need to do is right-click on it, go to Folders, select Add to Folder, and then select the specified folder. This new field will automatically get added to that particular folder. If in case we want to remove any particular field from that folder, we can follow the similar steps and that particular field will be removed. Alternatively, we can also drag the field into the folder and the field will be added. At the very top, we have got a search option to search for a particular field. In case of long list of fields, in our data source. All you need to do is type in the field name and Tableau will show you all of the related fields. We can also change the default data type of a field by right-clicking on the field name and selecting the appropriate data type available under the Change Data Type option. Well, this is quite useful if in case Tableau displays an unexpected data type for that particular field. Tableau usually checks for a few data values in order to identify the field type. Another handy alternative to do the same is by clicking on the data type option in front of the field name and selecting the required data type. We can also change the default aggregation of a measure from sum to any other aggregation type. All we need to do is right-click on the field, go to Default Properties, and under Aggregations, select the relevant aggregation type. Over here, average certainly makes more sense in case of discounts. The next time we use this measure in our view, by default, it will be aggregated by the updated default type instead of the usual one, which is sum. If we want to update any aspect of the data connection, we can right-click on the data source and select the operation that we want to perform, such as renaming the dataset, duplicating it, or even we can close the same. Let's close it for the time being. As soon as we hit that option, Tableau will provide us with a warning. This clearly mentions that all of the worksheets using this data source as a primary one will be deleted. We will understand more on the primary and secondary data sources when we'll discuss about data blending in this section. Hit OK if you want to proceed, and that particular data source will be completely removed along with all of the worksheets using the same as a primary data source. In this video, we understood how to manage and alter the metadata of your data source. In a nutshell, now you know how to govern the same. In the next video, we'll understand on how joins and unions work in Tableau.